Today we are doing a long-term analysis of Jindal Steel and Power and AU Bank. As per request on a member, as he had asked me about AU Bank and Jindal Steel and Power. So let us analyze it. If you see the chart of Jindal Steel and Power, it had an impulse move for around 10 years. This impulsive move started in 2001, and you can see up to 2010 this was a very fast impulsive move. Once we got a break of this trend line, you can see the correction started, and this stock is still in a correction, which means that you can see corrective move is more than 10 years. From 2010 to 2023, I think this is still in a correction, which again proves the point that corrective move are more messy and it take more time than the impulsive move. So once you know that the impulsive move is over, ideally you should not invest in a stock that is in a correction, because when the stock is in a correction, it will move in a range on both sides. And you can see this is the upper end of this range and this is the lower end of this range. And this will go up and down in this range when the stock is in a corrective move. And ideally, one more point to observe is that if you consider only this part as corrective structure, then that will not be correct, because this is a very fast move and generally corrective moves are slow and three waves. So if you see, this is the first wave and ideally this should be the second wave followed by the third wave down. Now let me show you what I am talking about. If you see a chart of Tata Power, you can see, let me clear this. You can see this had an impulsive move first. So this was the fast impulsive move. It followed by a three-wave corrective structure, which means that correction is minimum three waves. And after that, you got the second impulsive move. And similarly, for Jindal Steel, this can be the first move followed by a corrective move for one more move down. And that's why, I mean, the corrective move as per me should be minimum three waves. So I will take this all as a corrective move only, and I am seeing that this can go down from here. And not just this can also break this top also. Now let me show you a similar chart of Canfin Homes. You can see this is exactly a similar structure that of Jindal Steel. You can see big up move followed by move down, and then this corrective move went above this point also. And you can see from this the stock had a big fall. So exactly like this, if you see this going up from here, so don't get carried away, because next move will be down. So irrespective whether this breaks the stop, the next wave is downside. And this is for to me in a still in a correction, and I will look, I think as of now I will ignore this stock and wait for this down move. And after this correction, then a big impulsive move will come. For this follow-up impulsive move will come, but for that I need a bigger correction in this. So I will ignore this stock as I don't find it suitable for my buy setup. So I hope this is clear and helpful. Now let us go through AU Bank also. Now, before going to AU Bank, let me show you one different thing also in this stock. So if you see this move also, in these corrective move also you can buy if you know how to do it. Now let me show you that. Now suppose after this wave there was a break of this trend line, and on a higher chart, let me show you, there was a development of bearish and bullish divergence. You can see in the monthly chart, you can see there is a bullish divergence and the price is going down, but MACD is not conforming to those fall and lack of momentum. So at this moment on a weekly chart, you can see you got the trend change above this point, forming the first higher high. So after this, you can see there was a good up move, and after that you can see there was also a three-wave decline, this this and this. So this is also a buy setup. For this impulse you got the three-wave corrective structure, and then again you got the up move. So which means that since the correction is on a bigger time frame, monthly or quarterly, then in this also you can find buy setups, but the target will not be a bigger target but only the upper range of these areas, which means you should know the stock is in overall correction. And even if you get an impulsive move on lower time frames, then you should know what can be the upper end of these structures. I hope this is point is also clear, and this is how you select a stock, whether what can be the target, what sort of target you are looking. You are looking for tripling, doubling, or you are looking some limited target. So in these type of stocks that are in correction for a larger period, then you should look for smaller targets rather than bigger targets. Now let me go to the other chart, AU Bank. And overall, you can see this chart also. If you go to the monthly chart, this stock is not even trending. Now what exactly mean by trending stock? The trending stock is that stock is making a higher high on a chart, and you can see on a monthly basis this stock is actually in a range. So I will straight away ignore this stock, because we should always invest in a trending stock and then look for dips in these stock. Because now, since this stock is not a trending stock, I cannot even draw a trend line in this. However, on a lower time frame, let me go to the weekly chart. Now on a lower time frame, you can see there is a trend, like above this point it got trending. So even a range bound stocks, now this stock is a range bound on a monthly basis, but even on a range bound stocks on a lower time frame you can get the trend. So for smaller moves, like above this point you got the trend, and then you can take part of this trend unless and until the trend shifts. Now again, now if you, let me draw the trend line here. Now suppose if you draw this trend line, you can see that uh, till this point the trend was there, impulsive move. Now this all is like a corrective move to me. So if you get this sort of downfall in this, then it means that for this impulse you got this corrective structure, and then you can again look for this buy setup. But overall the trend is not there, so it will be very risky. And I will, in if I am the person, I will simply ignore the stock, as I want a trending stock, the stock that doing like this setup on a monthly basis at least, and then I will go to a lower time frame and buy this stock. I hope this point is also clear. And if you have any doubts, then post them as comment. And if all this delivers value, please consider subscribing, sharing, and also liking this video.